Hello, we're visiting with Dr. Robert Abel, Jr. Dr. Abel, what is lutein? Why is it essential for us?
Lutein is so important, Raina, and I'm sure you probably have heard as well. We can't make it in our bodies. Vitamins are things we cannot make. Essential fatty acids and things are things we get a little bit of, and they're just essential. But lutein and the other carotenoids we cannot make. Therefore, we must ingest it. There's a reason for that.
Okay.
Our genetics are so complicated that we don't have room to do everything. And as we evolved, if things were available and plentiful in nature, we didn't have a problem getting it. But now we do have a problem. We go in the supermarket stores and things are filled with saturated fats and purified foods and distilled products with artificial flavorings. We don't get the real stuff. So we have to make an attempt to get things. And even though we signified lutein being essential for the eyes, it's essential for so many parts of our body.
Such as the skin?
Such as the skin. There's now literature coming out about the heart. And as we start looking around, we see that fat is important, that fat-soluble products are very important as structural integrity of the body. The pigment in the retina is called the macular pigment density or macular pigment index, and it is only built by taking lutein-rich subjects. And if you have lutein-rich products and foods, you will build a better pigment and a better defense against light damage in the eye. And just speaking naturally, it means people will have less glare and faster rebound. And we're learning in so many studies, there must be 200 by now, that show us the importance of lutein in the eye health field.
So we have to ingest lutein because our bodies do not make it.
Right?
And it is essential for eye health.
Yes.
Is it in the retina of the eye? Is that where it's deposited?
It is deposited in all the tissues of the eye because all of them have to balance against good light coming in, what we see and visualize, and bad light, ultraviolet light, so to speak, which is becoming more and more plentiful through a depleted ozone layer, keeping the bad light away from hurting the tissues of the eye. And it is concentrated in the center of the retina called the macula.
All right. So that's where it's deposited, and that's where we need to get that lutein to that place, right?
Not only do we need to do that, is if people are very perceptive, they will recognize that once they start on lutein, about 3 weeks later, they will have less glare, brightness outside will not bother them as much, overhead lights in places like supermarkets, and even the flickering in computers will be a little less obnoxious because they are protected from those irritating wavelengths.
Well, that's very promising information. Thank you, Dr. Abel.
Thank you, Raina.